a version of you the world sees, and a version of you that only exists when no one's watching. The one carrying the weight, the questions, the truth you don't always say aloud. In a world that tells women to keep it together, to be strong, to be polished, to be everything for everyone. Well, this is the space where we take that armor off. No fixing, no pretending, no performing. Just honest conversations about who we are when we're finally unplugged. Hola, this is Norka.
This is Chris.
And She Unplugged. This is who we are.
Thank
Can
you.
you imagine?
What? Episode 2?
Episode 2. Oh my God.
Thank you for joining us.
Yes. Thank you so much. I think the other episode was pretty cool. You know, we were talking about it and we're like, oh my God, you know, did we do okay? Did we talk about everything we wanted to?
But you know what? It's fine.
You know,
We're looking at the
yeah.
takes and we're like, oh, I didn't sit up straight. My belly was
God,
showing.
yes.
I didn't have
And then
enough
my
makeup.
shirt.
My hair wasn't curled enough.
Dios mío.
But don't we do that every day?
Yeah.
You know what?
Mi barriguita, you know.
Let's do the raw thing. It is what it is.
Yeah.
If something's out of place, it's
Yeah.
fine. It's fine.
Guess what? Yeah, I was complaining. The
We
little belly.
want to be
whatever.
presentable, but it's fine, right? You just gotta
That's
just
fine.
be.
Yeah, it's exactly.
We're all
good.
amazingly gorgeous women, and
Yes.
that's what matters. Trust me, if you guys would even understand how hard it is for me to say that, but I'm saying it because I'm getting better. I'm getting better at it.
And this is what episode is about. The
Yeah.
weight we carry.
The weight.
Today we're gonna talk about all that weight that we always carry because we're women. You know, oh my God. You know, like we talked about it before.
Yeah.
You know, in the sense of wife and mother and family member and worker and everything. And it's just and we go through so much, you know, motherhood. And then illness.
Our bodies, our illness,
yes,
yeah. And I bet you when we said the weight we carry, people were like, is it weight? Like how many pounds I weigh? No, that's not what we're talking about.
No, it's
You weigh what you weigh and you're happy with your weight and health is wealth, I've always said, and that's important.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
the weight that we carry is the things that we carry
It's a lot.
amongst ourselves.
I think, you know, when we talk about, and I was talking about it with a friend the other day, and we talk about this all the time.
All the time.
There is always so much that is expected of us. But now that I say it out loud, and then, you know, I get to think, is it really that is just expected, or is it that we put that weight on ourselves? I mean,
I think we put the weight on ourselves.
yeah, I know I do.
I know I do. And I think we sometimes say, you know, it's because my husband wants me to be a certain way or I do a certain things, but sometimes it's us women within ourselves.
Yeah.
We got to accept ourselves the way we are.
Mm-hmm.
We are our biggest, you know, cheerleader,
Yeah.
but we also can be the complete opposite.
Yeah,
We can
it's
also tear
critics.
each other down completely. And I think that's something that we need to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
I think we need to be more cheerleaders of women.
Yeah.
We have these bodies that you know create life, that can nurture life, and I'm not talking about carrying a baby. You know, some women that's a choice they make if they want to do that or not. But we're just nurturers at heart.
Yes.
You know,
Yeah.
it's like, you know, talking about that. I think I mentioned this to you once. I'm at work, and I have you know, the flu was going around, so people are sick, and the guy in my cubicle on the other side, he was coughing. He was out sick, so he's coughing, whatever. And I'm not here thinking about, oh, he's gonna make me sick. I literally was like, hey, so and so, you know, are you taking any medicine? Like, you know, you should take this. It's really good, whatever. He's like, thanks, Mom. And I said,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
I didn't take offense, but I was like, it's just my nurturing self. It's like the first instinct that we come into
Yeah.
play. We want to care for, we want to do, and not just for our people, our siblings, our family, just for everybody else.
For
too.
everybody else.
So that's something
Yeah.
we need to
And I think that's
address.
That's very important to understand. You know, it was so cool that you said, you know, for other people and for our families and friends and everything. Because I think we're just nurturers. Like,
at heart,
you know, we think about motherhood, and then yet, you know, I think about some friends that, and some people that I know that they haven't had any kids, yet they either had like daughters or step kids or whatever, or they just care for other people the same way. I think we're just built like that. Whether we have kids or not, we're just built like that.
I really believe that.
In my case, I was complaining about my little belly, but I have 3 kids, you know?
Right, so
and then
give
I was
yourself
like,
that credit.
You know what? And it's okay.
Yeah.
You know, it's okay. And when you talk about that, and oh my God, if I start like at all different levels, because I have a 20-year-old in college. He's gonna be 21 this year, like yours. So, and then I have a 16-year-old, a junior in high school, and then I have who we call the baby. She's 9.
Going on 30, because you're so
like
smart.
Yes. So elementary school, high school, college.
She's so smart.
Ay, Dios mío. It's a lot. And I have to be so different, and they're all in different spaces.
Well, you had them apart in terms of their different levels of life. They're all in different stages of their life. So you have to be.
So they make me be different.
Yeah.
Too.
Well, you know what? You're so funny that you mentioned that. So we all have siblings, right? And I read this once, and it said that even if you and your siblings have the same parents, they are not the same parents to each sibling, because in each one, because they have to be in other words, it's like, yeah, we have the same mom and dad, but they have to be a little bit different with you because you're older, you're driving. They need to be a little bit different with my younger sibling because you know, they're growing up, you know, etc. So just like you're a different mom to your kids, you know, I think they feel like you're the same parent to all 3 of them, and you're not.
No, you know, I
You're
never
not.
thought about that.
Yeah, you're not.
And it totally makes sense because, I have a brother, as you know, so we're very different, yet our core might be the same, but at the end of the day, we're not. So, and then I think life makes us different. So it makes sense. Like my 3 kids are they couldn't be even more different than each other. I think the baby, the little one and my oldest son, they're a little bit more alike in some of the things.
They look alike.
They even look alike. Then my daughter, like
they look
the
alike.
One,
They look alike.
It's freaking amazing. So they're all so awesome, but I think they keep me challenged. They challenge me because they're so different. And like you were saying, and then it makes sense, I'm a different person to each one. It's still the same mom,
but you're different to each one of them.
It is. You know?
Again, I just feel like we talked about in the prior episode about wearing different hats. Think about it. You are a mom, but yet you are a different mom to each of your kids. So there's 3 different other hats.
Yeah.
Think about that.
Absolutely. Because
you're a mom to a younger, you're a mom to a teenage girl, you're a mom to an adult man. I mean, they're growing up.
Yes.
So you're different to each one of them. So with me, it's different. I have 1 daughter only. My world, my everything. I think God was like, you just need her. That's all you need, because she's just everything in every great way.
Awesome.
So, but I've had to be a different type of mom in every one of her stages as she's growing up. So now it's like she's 21, so I have to be the mom of a 21-year-old. Wow. What is that like, right? I'm learning. Then you got to be a mom of a 30-year-old. Or, you know, it just keeps evolving. So we're different types of mothers to our kids depending upon what stage they're in. And I think it's interesting. I mean, I'm sure we go through a lot of incredible challenges, but and the funny thing is that, not funny, but you have your 3 kids. So I bet raising each one of them in their younger stages was very different because they have different personalities.
Yes.
And so you have to adapt to that.
Yes. It comes adapting to all of it. And then that's when it comes also the difference, because now that you say that, for example, my 16-year-old, she complains a lot about the little one, right? Oh, you're so... you let her do.
You weren't like that with me.
You weren't like that with me. My 20-year-old, he doesn't complain much. I mean, in the sense, that my 16-year-old, she sees more the difference because now it's us here. So my oldest, he's already out in school. So it's different. But I was a mom, one different mom with him. And it makes sense. I was younger. So
you were a different mom. It was different. Yeah, it was very different.
Then when the second one came, I was a little older. It was different. And then I thought that's, that I have 2 kids. And then out of a sudden, one is 7, the other one is 11. And boom, I'm pregnant. Then I have a little one.
Yeah, that's the thing. You waited a long time for the last
they're
one.
like, I know. But now they're like, oh, you were not like that with us. Tú eras más dominicana, más. Porque yo era I was the one that I would tell them.
And now you're like, right?
And
yeah.
Whatever.
So you're different. You're different.
So then now it's different.
Yeah.
So they said, and the world is different.
You know what it is? I think the world is different. Yeah, and we have to evolve. We have to adapt. We have to adapt for our kids.
Yeah.
And evolve with the world.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because it's not the same. Like, thank God they're all about being outdoors. My kids are very outdoorsy. They like outside, and I mean, I make a lot of fun of the baby, the little one, because every time I open that door if that door's open, she's already running to grab some helmet and her scooter because she's out the door. And I'm just picking up a package. I'm like, hello, dude? Like,
she's like, I'm going outside.
She's like, I'm running. When that door's open, she runs outside. And so 2 little dogs run out with her.
No, I think
so then
it's important.
It's good that they're outdoor and there's different, but the world, like you said, is just changing so much.
Yeah.
There's so much of the phones and the iPads and the lives that they live on that screen, and you have to be
very fast, and you have to be
so much more trying to be in control, because it's not that you want them to be on a bubble or anything, but you want them to be aware. We have to be aware with things at the right time.
Yeah, absolutely.
How many tough conversations have you had to have with?
I've had a few. Yeah. I've had a few. Knock on wood, she's a great kid. But sometimes it's not them. It's what surrounds them. No, and also her friends and things that surround her. She has incredible friends. But aside from that, it's just what the world is showing them right now. And they make their judgment. You give them as much as you can, because at the end of the day, as they get older, it's their judgment that's going to lead them through life. So we got to do our best. So it's a big job.
Yeah. I know.
As we do it, yeah.
In my case, I've done, I was born and raised in DR. As you know. So in my case, I try to bring them very Dominican, like the way that I was raised, right? With the difference that we are here and the world has turned around so much.
Yeah.
But yet I feel that I want to, still keep some of that, in the sense
I think. And it's a good idea, but I feel too that the I don't want to say Gen Z generation, but I think that the generation that's now, it's like this retro, like this acculturation that they want. They want to go to Dominican Republic and they want to listen to the music, or Puerto Rico or Venezuela, like anywhere that they go in terms of wanting to know what their culture is like.
Yes.
Because before there was an era that kids they didn't. Like your son was like, I mean,
he's more Dominican than I am.
Right, flagging his room like the whole right.
Flagging his room and everything.
Sorry, I just said that, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But he's very, they're open to it. Yes. They're open to it. I think there was a time where kids were not, and they're like, I speak English and I'm from the U.S. and my family is from so and so. Now they're behind it more, and I love that.
I like that.
I like that
my
too.
daughters too. My middle one, she's still very Dominican, and then she'll be like very proud, and she'll wear and then the baby's the one that it's more, it's less. I think she's Dominican, and that lo que ella come es arroz y habichuela. Like, you give her a sancocho, arroz y habichuela. She likes her food, you know. But yeah, it's being harder to get her into just speaking Spanish, for example, or
yes, the bilingualism,
the bilingual
hablando español
thing, and as much as you try,
que lo quieran hacer.
Yeah,
Because they're gonna have to want it. They must want to do it.
Yeah. But I think it's just times are different.
Yeah.
Plus, in my case, I just feel that, I'm older. Like, I had her older than my other kids. My experiences were different. I feel more scared, of, gosh, I'm older. She's probably gonna be maybe less time with me because
maybe that's why you want to keep her so close all the time and just want to
so
have her
close.
like at that point. But
I feel that I'm tired a lot more.
of course, you had her older, so
Like I feel tired, so I feel a lot more guilt. Like I think I haven't dedicated the same time and effort that I did with my other kids to her. Not that time and effort. Let me rephrase. It's me because I'm at a different stage.
right.
So I'm showing her. Then it's exactly that. I'm showing her the different mom, and this different mom. It's not like I used to be with my other kids. Going to the park every day and to the swings. We used to go and bike rides
You're a
and
different
everything. Now
mom,
my
yeah.
back doesn't let me.
Right.
So then I feel that guilt.
Well, you may want to. Then you probably overcompensate in other ways.
Yeah, probably I am.
I mean, whatever ways
But then-
those are, but you may do that.
Are they the right things? I mean, maybe.
And I think we ask ourselves: are we doing the right things for our kids? Are we giving them enough support? And the support that we're giving them, is it the right one? So
Yeah.
I think those are the. But I think as moms, we just have to do our best.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, they're 18, they're 21, they leave the nest, and it's hard because you give yourself to them, and then they leave you,
Yeah.
and then
Which sucks.
you give yourself to them, and then the kid, they turn around and they got to live their life, and you're not going to keep them. They're not yours. I have to tell you, I have a friend once that told me, it's one of my best friends, of course, and she knows who she is. So, she's my only daughter, so I'm there, and I'm, everything she needs, and just listening to her, and I remember I'm sitting in a restaurant with her, and we're with our kids, and our kids walk in front of us, and she looks at me, she goes, "I need to tell you something," and I'm like, "What?" She goes, "I don't know how you're gonna take this, but your child does not belong to you." I said, "What? What do you mean? She's mine." I'm like, "She's your child, but she's going to leave.
Oh, yeah.
She's going to have her life." I felt like my heart was going to, it sank.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I understood what she was telling me.
Because we did it.
And I appreciate that she told me that. But it was hard for me. She's like, "Yeah, but she doesn't belong to you. Like, she's gonna, it's not like you, like, okay, this cup belongs to me and I can keep it with me. It's not gonna run away. It's gonna stay there, right? Your kids are not that. You do your best and then they go." And I think she was like 14 then. And I was like, oh my God, she is.
Yeah.
And I'm living that now. And I have to say, I'm taking it a lot better than I expected.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, as best as I can, I know, because I think you mentally prepare yourself to be like, that time is going to come. That you're going to have to leave and move on and do different things.
I think so.
You know.
In my case, I just thought about like, I see myself in my kids. Like I say, in the beginning, it was really hard. Like seeing my oldest going to, off to college and leave his dream and then play his sport and do what he was gonna do, and then away from home. And I'm like, oh my God, like for real? And then each one of the stages of their lives, I see my parents. And I think about, what I did, because I left not only I left my house, I left my country,
How old were you when you left?
I was 21.
I was 16.
Yeah.
When I left
21. The other day I thought about it because I thought I was 19 because I found
I
myself
thought you were younger.
so young. But I think I make the calculation, and I think because I can't remember.
Are you that old that you got to calculate?
No. But I swear to you, if you ask me how old, I always have to calculate because I never remember, because I don't pay attention to that.
I remember, but
I think
for some reason I don't remember
21.
much.
It was going 20 to 21.
And you left to come.
And I left to come
US.
to the US. Really crazy, cool, thing that I decided to do because I was doing really well. I was already like a management level and everything.
Oh, we forgot to add that to your 10 things. What's this? You were a what is it? It was for spirit, a trainer for spirit, for a spirit company, for spirits firm, right? Like,
yes, I was a trainer
at that age. Okay, so that's number 11. We're gonna keep signing out some more.
So like, I was thinking about things in my life, and what is it I was saying? What was I talking about? When I left.
21.
Okay. So
I went back to ask what you did, but it's okay.
So 21, it was almost 21. And then I was already like at a management level and everything and whatever. And then I said, okay, so what am I going to do now? Like get married and have kids, which is fine, but not for me at that time.
You wanted to do more. So 20s, like, you got to explore.
I wanted to do that. More. And then that's when I was just wander off and came to the US, and my mom didn't talk to me for like months because she was like, what? Are you crazy? Whatever. But and then I think about, then that's when I'm like, I go back to
how would I be as a mom?
Kids,
yeah. They're doing the same. How am I going to react?
The same thing.
How are you going to react
to
that?
And then all I have to do, guess what? All we have to do is just sit back,
know that we did our best.
And
know that we did our best.
That we worked so hard to make sure they know the right thing. So all we can do is just expect for them to do the right thing, and that we taught them well.
And pray and pray and pray. And pray a lot of prayer.
And a lot
so
of
I think with motherhood, I think we have to just know that we do the best that we can with them, especially when they leave. Like you say, they have their judgments and they, they call us when they need us, so that's, something.
Which is awesome.
Which is good.
And then hens come later on, they're getting bigger. And, in your case, almost an empty nester. In my case, I have a long ways to go because, one is off to college. The other one is leaving in a year, but the little one has
You have some time. She's going to be on your hip for a long time.
Yeah, so she's going to be around.
Which is fine.
Which is awesome. And then that's when I was telling you before, like, talking about my little belly and this and that, and that's when we talk about our bodies.
Yeah, and I think as women, I mean, God, talking about our bodies is just.
You don't see men like, do I have a belly?
I don't know. That's changed. I think that's changed. I think men are becoming a little bit more metrosexual, where they want to like, my hair, my skin, my body, my workouts. I mean, not like women. We're taking it to another level, but I think our bodies.
We take it harder.
I think we have to give ourselves a little bit more slack. I think. But at the same time, still taking care of ourselves. When we have the perimenopause, the menopause, the childbirth, just everything, right? There's so much that we have to deal with. But I think if we deal with it, as long as we are informed, I think the important thing is being informed and dealing with everything with as much grace as we can.
Because I think we're
cut yourself some slack. Like you're not the only one going through it, and there's information out there you can use. There's people you can talk to, and know that you're not alone. And I think that's why also we've kind of built this platform also that people can understand, women can understand, and men can know that their women are not going through it by themselves as well.
Yes, exactly. Because there's a lot of changes besides menopause. But I think every single stage that we go through, it's every single change that we go through, it's a different stage.
Yeah.
So, first is like, young and whatnot, and going with, whatever's out there, then being mother, and then
it's a whole different
and then
stage.
After the motherhood, and then trying to keep ourselves, strong enough and healthy enough to make sure to enjoy those kids. And then later on, when things are getting better, kids are getting older, and we're like, okay, we have a little bit more time.
And then what?
Then hits us what? Boom, menopause.
That's what I'm saying. Like now that I'm like, okay, I'm an empty nester. I can just it's like I have to take care of my health, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I know I dealt with a lot of health issues when I was a lot younger, and I think that's why. As you mentioned in the previous episode too, it's like, you're more of a free spirit, because I wasn't that way, and I think the reason why I kind of took helm of that, or just I wanted to do it, is because, yo dije, pasé todo ese tiempo, luché tanto, hice tanto que let me just go for it and find what makes me happy, do things, stay away from negativity.
Yes.
It's hard in these days to do that, but we do the best we can. And we have to, like I said, I'm going to say this so much, just give yourself grace and cut yourself some slack and give yourself enough love, because I think that's where it all starts.
I love that you go to the gym every day. That's just crazy.
Wait, not every day. I don't go every day because I'm like, where's
every day?
You're not buffed or anything.
I mean, you're like,
but I think
I'm at the gym.
Yeah, I'm at the gym. Every time you come at the gym. But I think you know what? I've in my life right now, the gym for me is a mental release. Like, I do it to look better physically, to feel better, to pick something up, to run, to have stamina. But mentally, I have to go to the gym because it's like my brain is breathing.
You know what?
It's like my brain has a moment to pause and to really dilute and just. I put a pause on everything that's going on in life, and in that moment of time is mine.
It's you. Yeah.
It's all mine. I don't share it. I don't share because we share. We share, work projects. We share things with our spouses. We do all these things. But when you have that workout time, it's only mine, and it's the only time that I am selfish, and I love being selfish that time for me. And I don't know what you like to do. You can get on a bike, you can get on roller skates, you could do Zumba, it doesn't matter. But that moment of time is for you, and it just helps my brain breathe. And then it helps me physically, but I think it's more for mental.
And I get it. That's how it should be. Not like sometimes right now, some women think, oh my God, January 1st, New Year, I have to exercise because I need to lose weight.
I think that pressure of like giving yourself this time frame.
Off.
No, because I did that for so long.
Yeah.
I got 3 months to lose 30 pounds. I got this.
Because I had an event, I had a thing or whatever.
You don't have to do that anymore.
No, we don't have to do that.
I think what am I search for? My search is for feeling good.
Yes.
And I think and feeling good and feeling strong. And I think the older we get, that's something that we talk about as well. And I think for me, my health is important because, people talk about health. Oh, I want to be healthy. I want to be healthy. But when you go through a moment where you are in a place where you can lose your health,
yes,
or your health is in a bad place, when you get it, you don't want to let it go. You don't want to let it go, right? So, like my battle with breast cancer.
Tell me about
17 years ago. And 2 years ago, I had my second battle with cancer. It was not as intense as the first one, but the first one was very intense, and I feel like I went through so much that when I got my health back, I'm like, oh my God, I can run without feeling tired. I can get out of bed. I can eat things. I can go out. I can get dressed. I can do all these different things. And when you have that, you feel invincible.
Yes.
And that's just something that I just need to kind of think about. So I wanted to show you haven't read this, but I wanted to show you and everybody else, not just Chris, of course, but I told you I was going to bring this. So I was 17 years ago with my first battle with breast cancer.
And this is where I said last time that this woman, it's a warrior.
Oh God.
It's a warrior.
Well, I'm going to read, I wrote everything down because when I was going through my treatments, I would keep a journal and I would write everything. And I would write love letters to my daughter. I would write things when I wasn't feeling good. So there was a writing program at the hospital that I was attending in New York, and they have this book where all their patients wrote their stories. So this was my story.
Wow.
So I have it here, and I'm just going to read my story. So so instead of me going through my whole story and everything that I did, I'm just going to read what I wrote, and this is just
everything in
it's
one.
just everything. En resumen, like todo.
Oh, wow.
Todo puesto en una sola, en estas páginas y para que
I
le
didn't
escuchen.
even know about this.
So, while in darkness there is light. That's basically what my title is. So, as soon as I was told I had cancer, my journey to find the true meaning of life began. How could this happen? I was an educated person, well aware of the world we live in, but I still could not understand how I, a healthy 33-year-old with no family history of breast cancer, could be affected by this disease. But then I truly understood it can happen to anyone. I actually found the tumor myself one night before I fell asleep. It felt strange, and I was surprised because I had just been to the doctor 2 months prior. I was always very, very diligent about staying healthy, seeing my doctors for regular checkups, but here I was with an unexplained lump in my left breast. On June 13th, 2007, I got a call from my doctor. It was breast cancer. My husband did not take the news well, to say the least, and my daughter, who was only 2 years old, so actually this was 19 years ago, now that I think about it, was confused by all the commotion. I kept myself strong for my family because I knew that if I let myself fall, they would tumble with me. My surgery was painful, but it was successful. Aside from the tumor, they also removed 12 lymph nodes, and only one of them was cancerous. The most painful moment for me was when my mother finally realized that I had breast cancer and needed surgery and treatments. It's like she didn't want to accept it. Wow. It was more painful than actually hearing the words, "You have cancer." It was harder for me to tell my mom that I had cancer than my doctor telling me I had cancer. Oh my God. Because I was always a protector, you know? My mother is my everything. She embodies all that is beautiful and loving. The news destroyed her, but only for a moment. We are both warriors and believe that nothing is impossible if you truly believe that things can get better. But my mom's first reaction was a degree of denial. She denied it. She did not want to tell anyone. I guess she thought people in our family would think the diagnosis was a death sentence. After my second chemo treatment, when my hair was beginning to fall out in clumps, she actually suggested that I go to the beauty salon and get my hair done. She thought going to the hair salon was going to keep my hair in, not knowing that the treatment was going to let go of my hair either way. She said maybe that would make me feel better, and I just laughed. I actually did. Why bother to get my hair done? It's like it was going to go away anyway. I was going to shave it off in a few days anyway. My mother is the most genuine and loving person you can ever meet. At times, she was like a child. To her, such suggestions were no more than a way to ease her pain. But her reaction scared me even more. Later, I figured out that the illness was not necessarily a death sentence, and that with faith, strength, and the proper care, I was going to beat it. My journey as a Latina, a new mother, a fabulous, sassy woman, a wife, and this was a battle that I had to win, and I did. Yeah. My husband was my rock, my biggest supporter. He always made me feel sexy, despite the 20 pounds that I put on, despite me losing my hair, and I would sweat all day. This medicine, I was sweat all day. It was sweat in the morning, sweat. Yeah, it was my hormones were out of whack. All the medications that I took, those that are battling breast cancer understand it's just, and everybody takes it different. So I was going through so many changes. And I remember telling him, honey, when this is over, you're going to have the sexiest wife on earth. And being the gem that he is, he said, I already have her. She's already here. I had my husband's barber come over to the house. They shaved off all my hair. My husband and a few of my friends were present. My sister-in-law videotaped the process. We played music in the background. And after all my hair was gone, I opened the bottle of champagne. I didn't drink it, others did, that I had bought for the occasion. We all made a toast to a healthier, sexier, and even more fabulous life for me and everyone in the room. I didn't cry or feel saddened by my new look. I tossed the hair in the garbage. It was lifeless, it was dull, it was harsh, something I was not. I didn't want to be compared to something that was leaving my body that no longer belonged there. I knew that my new hair would grow back, it would grow fabulous, and it did. And after the hair shaving, I felt better. I knew the medication was working. And even when I went as far as hiring a professional photographer to take pictures of me with my new look. And I'm going to show those pictures later. There were times that I felt like a raging bull after my radiation treatments. I would go to the gym after my radiation treatments. I would go to the gym and I would work out. Oh, wow. So working out for me has always been an ally, something that I always wanted to do. I was exhausted, but I still did it. I had a trainer. He was like, what are you doing here? I would take off my hat. I was like bald. I was working out and I was like, and looked around the gym. There was these beautiful women working out with the cute clothes. And here's Norka with like her sweatpants, her t-shirt, and her bald head. But I didn't care. But exactly. I just had to get better. So instead of popping anxiety medication and seeing a therapist, I literally didn't even see a therapist. I just worked out. Wow. To me, that's always been medicine. And I think that's why, as we just talked about, that's where I go to get my brain to breathe, and it helps me mentally. I didn't lose weight, and I wasn't going to the gym for that. It was during my chemo. It was a way for me to detox myself mentally and feel better, and that's all that mattered. During the entire process from surgery to chemo and finally radiation, I kept a journal with all these different ideas. And there was days that I was numb with sadness. It was an overwhelming feeling that was beyond words. I felt it and it was so real. I let it pass and I moved on. I would lock myself in my room and stare at the clock in order not to allow my sadness exceed 20 minutes. I would put 20 minutes on the clock. I would lock the room. I would turn off the lights. I would lay on the floor, cold floor, because I was always hot and sweaty. Cold floor. I would lay there. I would look up and I would give myself 20 minutes to cry, to scream, to curse. Everything that I could get muster out of me. And then when the 20 minutes was up, I would get up, wipe my face, and go outside. I had a 2-year-old. I couldn't
Oh my God.
you imagine I moped around the house all day? And I was working. And there was a lot of things that I was doing. Yes. So I just gave myself that time, right? And it definitely helped me. It was a fight, a battle for true warriors. It's like you fight, you get up, you hit. It's something that you have to do. And sometimes I would look into the eyes of other cancer patients in the hospital and try to find some kind of similarity, that we had. Did we all have something in common that caused this dreadful disease? Had we done something that has led us to this very difficult path? But I couldn't find the answer. I have searched within myself and I've thought about my past in detail. Was my cancer cause for years of stressful living? I was stressed. I had a very stressful life in terms of work and just stress sometimes that we put on ourselves. It's not the people sometimes that give us the stress. A lot of times we add on stress ourselves. The accountants, maybe moments that I've been feeling down and out, or many years of birth control that I was taking. I wasn't sure. And it could have been maybe all of these things because I didn't have history. But cancer has made me better, made me a better person. I know many people say this and it sounds like a cliche, but it's true. You don't realize it during the process, but you do once the process is over. I have more love for people around me and for myself. I do not waste time with nonsense. And I try not to worry about things I can't change. I'm still working on that. I'm still working on that. I know I wrote this, but I'm still working on that. And I know that there are many more lessons for me to learn, and I welcome them every single day.
Wow.
So I wanted to share that because I think instead of talking about everything, I didn't want to forget it, so I wanted to read it so you can know what that's about. That was 19. I keep saying 17, but that was 19 years ago. So how many lives have we lived? I feel like I've lived many lives.
Many lives.
And that was one stage of my life that I lived. But I look back at that and sometimes I say to myself, is that me? Did I just go through that?
Yeah.
And the second time was 3 years ago. It was stage 0. It wasn't like a full-blown, that was stage 2 to stage 0.
Yeah.
I had a double mastectomy and I had a long battle with my surgery to do that.
Yeah.
So once all that was in, I'm just like, I gotta enjoy life and do many, many different things. And I know we've all have battled different things. You've battled yours too. We're gonna have to do a part 2 to this for sure. I think we may have to do a part 2.
But here we are, stronger than ever.
Oh, strong and just willing to help people, talk to people about
doing
things,
something new,
and knowing that we're not
challenging
alone.
ourselves every day.
This is a big challenge. Being here on this chair is a challenge for me.
Carrying the weight that we decide to carry and taking off the one that we should. So, this is where it comes to thinking about, what's next.
Yeah.
But like I always tell my daughter, don't think about tomorrow so much. She's so wrapped into what's coming that she forgets to live what she has right now.
And I think we need to do that.
There's something that I will ask from people, like after hearing this, which I've never heard before, I'm like, yeah, I had to,
take
keep myself together. But it doesn't surprise me, not a little bit, because of the incredible warrior and woman you have been, and you are, and continue to be. And you inspire everybody around you. And I thank you for that.
No, I thank you.
So, and in this case, I would love to just say to people, be inspired. Get inspired.
Be inspired and inspire others.
And inspire others.
Yes, inspire others.
Then think of yourself, as a warrior, because all of us have You know,
we all
go
have it.
through
We do it.
different battles, you know, some bigger than others, but guess what? We're still here, and there's a reason for that. So ask yourself, I mean, what can I do? And think about, am I going to keep fighting the fight? Am I going to keep carrying this weight, or am I just going to let it off? And I would say, let it off. Just keep it off. And stories, stories like this and experiences like this is what makes us so amazing.
Yeah.
And
it definitely does.
Yeah.
I wanted to share that with everybody because we all know, I know we have all our
I
struggles,
love you for
but
that. That's awesome.
Thank you, hon. I think we're gonna inspire and do a lot of good things for a lot of people.
Yes, so you guys,
it'll be good.
Again, thank you.
And thank you for joining us.
Yes.
And there's more. And it gets
more.
better, promise.
Mm-hmm. Well, be well. Bye. Thank you. Bye. Before you go, take this with you. You don't have to have everything figured out. You don't have to be perfect or strong all the time.
This space is just a reminder that you're human, you're doing your best, and that's more than enough.
This is She Unplugged. Thanks for being here.
And we'll see you next time.